and esteemed participants, and our dear colleagues at Manage CIA. Thank you all of you for joining us with on the 209th webinar of our Saturday webinar series hosted by Manage CIA. I am V. Ushasri, working as manager at Manage CIA, and Manage CIA stands as a beacon of excellence in agribusiness incubation operating under the esteemed National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, Manage. With a rich history of nurturing entrepreneurship, our center has been instrumental in guiding 940 entrepreneurs and fostering the growth of over more than 468 startups across various sectors within the agriculture and allied sector domains. At Manage CIA, we pride ourselves on our comprehensive support system, offering guidance and training to the startups in crucial areas such as agro-processing, post-harvest technologies, value addition, farm mechanization, animal husbandry, fisheries, dairy, supply chain management, and agri consultancy. Our commitment to the success of agripreneurs knows no bounds as we continue to refine their concepts and empower them to expand their ventures. Today's webinar is particularly exciting as we delve into the theme of startups in vertical farming. So, today we have two of honored, esteemed speakers with us, and to introduce them, I invite my dear colleague, Miss Josephine. Should I introduce? Vedant. Vedant, sir.
Good morning. Myself, Josephine, working as a content developer on our RKVY-RAFTAAR project at Manage CIA Hyderabad. The first speaker, Mr. Vedant Dalvi, founder CEO at Sabji Life. Mr. Vedant Devi is an experienced landscape designer with demonstrated history of working in the farming industry. He has started his own startup, Sabji Life, located in Maharashtra in 2017. He's particularly skilled in gardening, urban farming concepts, verbal farming, etc. He has taken various projects, including urban gardening, urban rooftop vegetable grower, vertical farming. He has strong farm designing professional with his bachelor degree in ornamental horticulture from Baba Saheb Swagat Konkan Krishi Vidyadi, former Konkan Krishi Vidyadi, Ratnagiri. Handing over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for a brief introduction. Yeah. Okay. So good morning to everyone. So I will like to share some of my experience and some of my work, and I am having some knowledge of this vertical farming with you. So just now, as ma'am I have given the introduction of me, that I have started my Sabji Life. Like name it indicates Sabji. So like we are more into growing vegetables, fruits for urban people. So we are working in a urban city like Mumbai, Thane region. So it is a urban cities where you cannot find so much land space. So here we are having the concrete jungle, you can say. So we are more focused on vertical rooftop farming. So where the office spaces or the rooftop can be utilized for growing nutritious food. So like the full form of our company is Sustainable Urban Budget Gardening Life. So like we have started myself, and now we are having a team of 5 people with me. So yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, so vertical farming, most of you people must be knowing. The vertical farming is like, it is not a new concept actually. So they are having many innovations currently. So like in a minimum space, we can grow more produce, even at home also. So like this technology is like regular farming only, but in a vertical manner. So the benefits are very much good. Like you have minimum space of terrace, or even in a at home or kitchen space also, you can grow your fresh vegetables. Like as we know from in our metro cities, we get vegetables like from n number of sources, and during the handling, many vendors, they make some contamination, like washing the vegetables with sewage water and all, or else the chemicals are used for extending the shelf life. So we don't get the pure form of vegetables or organic matter for consumption. So this vertical farming helps to get good food, good quality of food and fresh food for urban farmers. Also, it helps to somehow reduce the global warming also at some extent, because when rooftops keeps open, the roof gets hit and the heat problem is there. So if we put the structures on the rooftop, so it helps to reduce the temperature at some point. And also it helps to provide good ecosystem. So like the birds also get engaged in urban farms and all. So this is really a good technique used in a small space with a good amount of benefits. Yeah, next slide please. There are 4 kind of methods like in vertical farming. So like coco pit based farming is done, then soilless farming, then hydroponics and cost effective. So I will just tell you in a brief in the next slide. So next slide please. So in a coco pit method, usually nowadays these kind of bricks you get, like those are packed in a polythene. So these are this is coco pit media actually. The major portion is of coco pit, and these bricks are stacked one above another or in a line. So in that in a particular space, the vegetables, means any vegetables can be grown in this kind of technique. So basically these are reusable coco pits. So once you use these polythene bags, then you can reuse this coco pit. If any contamination is there, then just minimum amount of sterilization is required, or else you can as such use directly. So instead of soil in this coco pit is majorly used because of it is having good quality of gaining the water holding capacity, and also it doesn't have any the soil borne diseases which have the problem in a soil. So it is like a good media that can be used, and also it helps to provide a lightweight. So if you are planning for rooftop or is in a small space, so like weight is a major concern. So weight should be light. It should be in a light in weight. So that's why these coco pit bricks or else coco pit beds are currently in use. Yeah, next slide. So this is a soil list. So this is one of our setup in our client's place actually. So like we are more into this soilless vertical farming. So as you can see, like instead of as previous you have seen the coco pit brick bags. So instead of that, we have used the PVC pipe. You cannot see the pipes actually. It is kind of horizontal structure we have used of PVC material. And in this soilless, in the sense, we have used the coco pit also, but coco pit is not a major component in this media. So we have mixed it with a rice husk, then coco pit, then your cow manure or else vermicompost. Majorly we choose vermicompost because cow dung, it is not easily available. So vermicompost is easily available. So along with a rice husk, we sometimes use perlite also, and or else wood saw we use, not a timber like a wood, raw wood saw we use. And with a mixture of this, like a leaf mold is also used. So like coco pit, your rice husk, then leaf mold, then perlite. So with this media, we mix in a proportion. Like proportion is kind of equal. It is not like any kind of difference. Almost equal proportion we use, and it helps. Like what happens is, like when coco pit is used, sometimes what happens with coco pit, it becomes soggy, or it produces some algae if it is open. If it is used for over the period, not it rapidly, but it sometimes smells bad. So for that, and for the aeration, good aeration, so we have mixed this kind of media. So as you can see, like any kind of vegetables you can grow. Like here we are going capsicum, the cabbages, red amaranthus, then brinjals also we are going. So in this kind of system, the watering system, like we have put the drip irrigation. So like as you will see in the hydroponics, water is circulated, but we have not circulated water here. Just we have regulated the watering timing. So according to the crops, so we have used the different kind of the drippers for each and every crops as per their requirements. So we have different kind of drippers for cabbage, different type of for leafy vegetables, and different for your brinjals. So the regulation time is controlled by the machine. Irrigation machine is there, so it provides with a properly to the plant. So like this is also very light media, so that's why it is very easable to stack up at certain distance. So like here distance is also like it depends upon the distance between the two rows or the two pipes, you can say. It depends upon the crop which you are taking. So this is kind of adjustable model. So if you want to grow any tall, like if you want to grow tomatoes and all, then you can just stack up the next pipe just above. So here we have approximately we have taken 1.5 feet height, as because we are more here we are growing leafy vegetables. So like here also we have planned like leafy vegetables at the bottom side, or else which crops which are in a which are dwarf in height, like the cabbages, cauliflower, are in a bottom line, and the crops which are grow a little bit in a bush size, like about 2 feet and 3 feet. So we have kept it at top side. So like on the capsicum and brinjals, you can say at the top. And also in this method, we have like we are more focused on this type of setup because the hydroponic system is also very good. So maybe our next speaker is very well in that hydroponics. So because we are focusing that, because this technique doesn't require that much regulations, like you don't have to check the water quality or the nutrition quality every moment. So it is very feasible if our expert is not available, or sometimes some issues happens. So then even the owners also can handle this system, because it doesn't contain any kind of other kind of things, like any out of the farming things. It doesn't included. As such, the cocoa peat is included, rice husk is included. And for this for nutrition we like we go for water soluble nutrients also, or else what we do, we put vermicompost water, like instead of directly applying vermicompost. So because it is already mixed with the cocoa peat, so for the over the period, like for maintenance purpose, we make the vermicompost water, just soaking vermicompost in a water for overnight, and that water is remaining, that we use for spraying and other nutrients like Jivamruta. If you know, it is a cow-based liquid fertilizer. It is a kind of bacterial composition, Jivamruta. We use this kind of for this purpose. So we are like managing. The main motto is like growing more with a less weight, because the structure, as you can see, it is a metal structure. It should not be heavy as such, and so that's why we more prefer to this kind of soilless vertical farming. And it is also easy to grow in an open space also. It doesn't require any polythene sheets or green shade net or anything. Just sometimes we put the bird net, because sometimes it is a problem of birds, not usually, but yeah, bird net we put for this structure, but it grows in a natural sunlight. It doesn't require any artificial lighting for this kind of thing. Yeah, next slide. So this is kind of hydroponics structures. Like we are not more into hydroponics, so but still these are NFT systems, nutrient film techniques. Here also you can grow plenty plants in a small space. Like it is kind of vertical towers also people are using now. So in this technique, usually the this NFT technique, nutrient film technique, the water is circulated along all the pipes. Also, it is the nutrients are also dissolved in this water only. So as per the plant growth, as per the plant's requirement, the nutrients are also circulated along with the water. So also this technique is also very light in weight, and like in a minimum space you can get many vegetables. So basic advantage of this technique is also like for all year round you can grow any vegetables. Like there is no concern. Like in our technique, the soilless media, there is sometimes the concern of you cannot grow your leafy vegetables or your cauliflowers, cabbage in your summer season or rainy season. So that's the constraint. So in this hydroponics, it is completely cold structure in a polythene. So you can grow any vegetables at any season. So like that is the main advantage of hydroponics. And so like if you compare with the cost, the hydroponics, yes, it requires much penny than the soilless media, because here you have to regulate all the pipes, then their maintenance, then your nutrients, then plants, everything you have to manage completely in hydroponics. So like the hydroponics is like advanced in some of our cities. They have produced like fridge structure. So like just like a fridge, they have put the structure to grow the lettuce or basil kind of herbs in pizza shop actually, so that people can plug the basil or oregano directly from that fridge, the hydroponic fridge actually, and they can use directly as a topping for hydroponics. So that this hydroponics is also very well established in urban areas. Yeah. Next slide. So like this, you can see this is a cost-effective method. So this is kind of a hobby purpose. The like housewives, they can grow, like it is just a regular pipe. So in that, no kind of it is in this kind of regular basic pipe which is used for household purpose and all. So in this pipe, the soil only filled. The soil which we put in the pots or in the planters, instead of that, the same soil is put into the pipes, and in the pipes it is grown. Basically, it is a soil method. Like in the soil only it is grown. So it is cost effective in the sense you save the money on big structures, like big structures as in a poly house or in a hydroponics, in the nutrients and all. Here just simply the soil is used and regular pipe is used to grow many crops. So but if you go for commercial purpose, this is not feasible. Like the produce is not that much, or yes, it's economically good, but not that much profitable, or you don't get that much harvest. It is good for family of 4 to 5 persons, or moreover 8 persons, that this cost effective method is used. So it is also in our area, some hobby persons, like those who are hobby gardeners, they use this kind of technique. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, so the microgreens, as I said earlier, like the hydroponics fridge kind of technique. So like microgreens is also more is like taking the market, like it is very much taking over the people's attraction. Like you get the microgreens is actually a small part of your vegetables. Like also it shows, like scientifically it shows it contains 30 to 40 more number of percent of nutrients than fully grown plants. As you can see, it is sometimes radish, then your pak choi, then sunflower, peas. This kind of crops are grown up to the height of about 5 to 10 centimeters only. So it is kind of advanced stage of sprout and the smaller stage of fully grown plant. So it is a small grown miniature plants, you can say. So this technique is also taking over in the metro cities, because these kind of plants, like in a small space, as you can see, the trays are stacked up. In a small trays, you can grow like means in a small space only. If you get the fully grown plants, you will get 2 or 3 harvest only, 2 or 3 plants only. But in this tray, you get plenty, like 100, 200 plants actually you get in a small space. And also it contains much nutrients. So people are very fond of this at kitchen gardening, and at any office spaces, or in a, like I said, coffee shops or cafes. So in this method, the artificial light is used. So usually the grow lights are used. So here we also this is our setup only. Like for our research purpose, we have one sample plantation of this we have. So here also, like, main purpose of this, providing more nutrition in a small space. Doesn't contain any soil, so you can simply grow these plants in a actually on a cloth also. We produce on a cloth, or else coconut fiber mats are there. So we have produced on a fiber mats and in a coco pit. So this is also very good technique in a vertical farming. People are obtaining. Yeah, maybe that's next slide. Yeah, so that's it from my side. Like, this is like, the more explanation is there, but with a time constraint, most of the basic part I have shared with you. So yeah, thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Unmute yourself.
Thank you, Vedant sir, for your wonderful presentation. You have talked clearly about vertical farming, methods involved in vertical farming. So hope all our participants have gained insights on the methods of vertical farming. What would benefit at household level, at commercial level was clearly told, sir. Thank you for that. And question and answer session will be taken at the end after second speaker presentation. Dear participants, meanwhile, if you have any queries, you can always post in the chat box, and you can even raise your hands. After the second speaker session, we'll be taking queries. So thank you so much, Vedant sir. And I invite Ms. Josephine to welcome our second speaker, Dr. Sairam Reddy sir.
Our second speaker, Dr. Sairam Reddy Palicherla, founder of Urban Kisan, is an expert in agriculture and biotechnology with a strong focus on molecular biology, molecular breeding, and biotechnology research. Recently, he has extensively involved in developing commercial viable vertical farms for urban communities. A dedicated knowledge seeker, Dr. Sairam is passionate about using his expertise to benefit society. I welcome you to today's session, sir, and handing over to you.
Thank you, Josephine. Good morning, Dr. Sarvan Raj, managed team, and all the participants, and Mr. Vedant. A nice presentation, Mr. Vedant. So can I share, or you will be sharing? How do we?
Sir, I'm sharing the screen. It is just loaded.
Okay.
Sir, is the screen visible?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Ushasri. Yeah. Just next slide, please. So I'll just give you, Vedant gave a very elaborate introduction. I don't want to touch upon those things again. I'll speak about Urban Kisan. We started this company with, in fact, seeing a serious concern to the society and also an opportunity as a business. So that's what actually, made us to start this company called Urban Kisan. So the opportunity is like, you see, the urbanization is happening much more rapidly than ever. Though it is like about 54% of the people are living in urban areas. What does it mean? It means, like, the more population densely, the inhabited at one place, but food has to be grown at elsewhere and need to be shipped. So, and we already know that there is a heavy losses of vegetables, any perishable fruits, from growing area. I mean, by the time it reaches to the market itself, forget about reaching to our home. There is about, as per ASSOCHAM's, the statistics, about 37% of the produce is going waste. So that's the kind of, any business is actually looking at margins of 20-25%. But if we can regulate or control or save this wastage, alone will be a huge business, in fact. That is one opportunity. And the other social concern is that because of this urbanization happening, next slide, please. Because of this urbanization, there is a need to grow these perishable products nearby these cities, which is called peri-urban or semi-urban areas, where these semi-urban areas, soils and waters are heavily contaminated with sewerage waters and industrial effluents and things like that. There are a lot of studies which are very clearly demonstrating the food what we are eating today is actually contaminated with heavy metals and other toxic, the pollutants. So it is becoming more and more, and in fact, we don't have any other solution. We can't clean up that water. We can't clean up that soils. We will be actually, in fact, other way around, polluting more and more. So this is another a social concern combined with the opportunity where we thought of starting this company, Urban Kisan. Next slide, please. So next slide, please. The kind of problems what we are trying to solve. Can you move on to the next slide? So we are primarily trying to solve multiple problems. One is food supply, reduce this, the carbon footprint on the transporting the food, and reduce the contaminations and make the fresh, healthy food available. So we noticed this technology called soilless farming or hydroponic farming as so well potential for this. And as Vedant rightly mentioned, it doesn't use soil and it grows much faster, 3 to 5, 6. I mean, in some crops even reported as 13 times faster. And it uses way less water. 80 to 90% of the water can be saved. It doesn't require any weeding, and it is highly nutrient efficient because it's a circulatory or well-managed fertigation systems, and is also controlled environment agriculture. So it doesn't require major pest management. So you don't need to put a lot of pesticides. That is another advantage with this technology. Next slide, please. So seeing the benefits of this technology, we adopted this technology as a solution to address the challenge what we actually discussed about. We started this company in 2019 in Hyderabad as a startup. This is primarily to build farms in the neighborhood and sell produce through our brand retail stores and things like that. Of course, we pivoted later beyond this particular the target, but I just put it because this was our primary initial objective. Next slide, please. But we later noticed this, these technologies having so many gaps, technological gaps. So which is leading to not this technology being so efficient to serve the purpose. However, we started our business with this small home kit, the very modest beginning to grow crops, primarily the leafy vegetables in balconies and rooftops and things like that. Next slide, please. And we quickly moved on to building these, converting this technology to a bigger production, scaled kind of another production. Am I having the next slide? Sorry, is the problem with the slide?
Sir, the
Okay.
slide have been changed. There are
Okay,
images on
that's
the slide.
yeah, fine. So I'll move on with that. Okay.
Yeah.
So from this, the home kits, what we designed, the primarily to grow the leafy greens, where we did not limit our the portfolio of greens to the exotics like lettuce and bok choy. This is generally where everybody was growing. We primarily adopted Indian greens like gongura and the amaranth and mint and many other Indian leafy greens. Next slide, please. Then we built a rooftop vertical farm in the heart of the city in Hyderabad. This is a purely vertical, it's about 12 feet tall structures on the fifth floor of a commercial building in very prime location of Hyderabad. And this became like another center of the attraction. This is our marketing spot and where anybody can come and see how we grow, what we grow. And that is the much bigger marketing strategy than like trying to spend more money on marketing materials. That's how we did this. So we have a very successful in our business in the very initial days. This was all like just before the COVID. And next slide, please. So during COVID, actually, this business have grown like much faster. There was a huge demand as we were looking for food, the much more cleaner, very safe. I mean, all the safety concerns have come into the picture. Therefore, we expanded our business. We started building farms outside Hyderabad, nearby in the suburban areas, large scale. Some are vertical, some are flatbed kind of, those structures. Next slide, please. So we did not limit our, the technology deployment to only leafy greens. We expanded it. We started growing cucumbers, broccoli, cherry tomatoes. Next slide, please. And then we quickly moved on in building the indoor farms. We came out with indoor farm technology, like in our own LED lights and entire the technological gaps which were there. We noticed we started fulfilling because if you want to build indoor farm, so you need lights, and lights are one capital expenditure and also the operational spend. It consumes a lot of power. So that's where like we intervened and we did a lot of R&D, and we developed our own lighting technology, which are at least the 60% less power consuming, and just at the the cost of like the 20% of the cost of any imported high efficiency lights. So that enabled us to build this the indoor vertical farms. And then that helped us again to move on adding these value added products. I think, can you go back one slide? The value added product is called the farm bowl. So we started our retail stores. In our retail store used to have this, the farm itself inside. We harvest the produce and we convert the produce into the salads and other like, the Gen Z and millennials are like so fond of the junk food. And of course, we need to cater it as a business because that's a demand. At the same time, if we can redesign the recipe and Indianize it and make it more safer, that would be the a social concern and also a business opportunity. That's what we thought, and we came out with this brand called Farm Ball. This brand is currently there in Hyderabad, available in Swiggy, Zomato, and is also there in several malls, in the food courts, and also many corporates like the Amazon, PepsiCo, and to name few. There are many corporate food courts we have like this one. So it was by demand, and we had to expand, though it was not our primary business model. But this is our retail phase at this time. Next, please. So with this, I just wanted to give you a little brief about how we have actually were supported from the beginning. We were so fortunate to have the media attraction. We were featured in Discovery Channel. We were featured in Forbes, and a large number of almost every newspaper covered us. TechCrunch, we were featured, and we were part of it. At the same time, we were a proud partner of this Y Combinator. Initial acceleration, we got it from this Y Combinator. We very recently got selected for Tasmanian Bootcamp, the startup bootcamp. So BASF is a venture capital invested in us, also Pioneer Fund, and there are a few other investors with us. Samantha joined us. She was our first customer, and she was fond of what we were growing, and then she became part of the company at a later time, and she has been serving as a brand ambassador to us as well. So we were also initially incubated in this NAM AIDA. Next, please. So we were actually we are three co-founders, very diverse group. Myself, as Ushasri introduced, I'm an agriculture biotechnologist primarily, so I've been a breeder. And my other two colleagues, Vihari is actually a cost accountant, and Srinivas is a IT expert. So Srinivas gave the entire IT support to our company, and building the technology, apps, and websites, and all other back-end technology, whatever we have been doing, dashboards and everything. So it's the diverse group of founders actually helped us to collaborate so effectively and contribute wherever it is required. Next, please. So as I mentioned, we are trying to solve some of the core issues, which includes the water shortage, carbon miles, and pollution, and things like that, and cater something much better to the society. Next, please. But when we adopted this technology called this soilless farming, as I mentioned earlier, we found there are so many technological gaps. Like the cost of setup was prohibitively high. There is no way that with that kind of cost of setup, we get the payback. So that was the kind of situation. And as a result of it, the very few people come forward to invest in this kind of thing. And also, when 5 years back, hydroponics, indoor farm was seen as if it is not natural. It is something in artificial farming and kind of a thing, very sensitive market space. And any plans you wanted to adapt to this kind of a technology, in fact, what is available out there in the market, all those are actually bred for soils. They're bred for, developed for open fields. They're not developed for hydroponics or soilless farming, neither for vertical farming. There is no such breeding program exists. So that is what is the biggest challenge we actually faced in the very, very initial stages. We then thought that let us redesign our company objectives. I want to make it as R&D or technology development company. Next, please. So we came out with very few breakthrough interventions. We developed our own nutrient formulations for several Indian vegetables, very specific to Indian vegetables, not limiting to leafy greens. And we also developed low-cost photosynthetic lights for indoor farming. We came out with our own IoT for indoor and greenhouse climate monitoring and regulation. The complete automation we built, and we also deployed these artificial intelligence and machine learning for the farm advisory based on the entire data what we have been generating all these years. So, and also we deployed this AI/ML for QC management. So now our software helps the farm manager to monitor the entire farm without having much of the technical training. So this software will tell us, like, let's say that you want so many kgs of so and so vegetable by the end of let's say the next 2 months. So then it will populate the entire the to-do list. How many seeds, when to sow, how do we monitor, when to do what. Everything will be populated. And we are now automating this even without the farm manager's intervention. Most of these activities can be managed automatically. Next, please. We are developing this technology not just keeping the Indian farmer in mind. So we are developing this technology seeing the global opportunity. So our lights actually helped us to reduce the operational spend by 50%. This is a huge savings. And capital by about 80%. It's only 20% of the cost, I mean, compared to any global vertical farm. Next, please. So we moved on screening a lot of germplasm to identify what is that most suitable germplasm. So we are not limiting to something. I mean, I gave a list here, just an example of varieties and all what we tested. But what we studied is way beyond. In fact, the more than 500 accessions of coriander and spinach we have tested, and we identified varieties, and we multiply those things for our own farms. Next, please. And at the same time, like we kind of intervened with the nursery system. We developed a new nursery system which is patented, which gives so much advantage. Is about the anywhere from 30 to 60% of growth advantage just by changing this nursery system, where it is designed in such a way that no waterlogging, no proper aeration, and all that what is desired, dreamt, it's there in the physiology books. Everything is provided just by changing the nursery system. Next, please. At the same time, the LED, the grow light system, what we developed is, in fact, we had to do it because this grow light spectrum and power, the light intensity requirements are different from the temperate crops to the tropical crops. Most of these grow lights or spectrums or the studies, whatever is done, are from the Europe and from the Japan. These are the two leading, the global regions pioneered in this. But those grow lights not necessarily work on our tropical crops because our tropical light requirements are different. That's why, we had to do this entire the R&D to find the best suitable spectrum for our tropical crops. Next, please. So as I mentioned that we expanded our technology all across. Next, the cherry tomatoes, capsicums, brinjals, the commercial big Barthanka brinjals, and all types of brinjals. Next, please. You can keep on moving the slides. Yeah, these are regular Indian domestic tomatoes. These cucumbers, zucchinis, peppers. These are the peppers. Actually, we bred and we developed these new breeds of peppers suitable for these vertical farms. So the one way of defining this vertical growth of these crops, some of these crops is like most of the time we use wine crops where this wine is moved from bottom to top, but the harvest area is limited. You will always be harvesting that limited area. So the idea is to make sure the entire vertical space is filled with the harvest zones. So we are redesigning the crops with their architecture and then building them to this kind of vertical chili and cherry tomatoes, where you should be able to like imagine a kind of a wall filled with the the peppers, and you harvest the entire vertical space. Next, please. We also have done a lot of research on this, adapting the okra for these vertical farms. We now have the new varieties registered in our name for this okra, very dwarf varieties under greenhouse controlled environment, extremely short internodal gaps, and yields at least 2.5 times higher in these vertical farms. Next, please. So we even, of course, we are not using this commercially, but we did a lot of R&D, and it works in a few other countries like where we are currently working. Even the gourds, like where you need the pollination requirement, they don't have self-pollinations. But if you do pollinate, you get a very, very high yields of almost the entire spectrum of gourds we worked on. Next, please. Yeah, this is a vertical, what you call the mixed crop systems. We have a different layers of the different vegetables, including cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, and many other different height-based systems can be deployed in the vertical tower. Next, please. Yeah, we were also like the one of those first to work on this saffron in hydroponics, and we from Hyderabad, we are the first people to, in the entire South, we are the first people to grow saffron. So we are currently working on this bulb multiplication of saffron, where we wanted to make this entire saffron farming in South itself, starting from the bulb multiplication to flower production. As of now, you can harvest saffron only one time of the year. We now did this dormancy breaking of the bulb. We can do 2 times of the year, but still it is not commercially viable. We're still working on it, especially like when we get this bulb multiplication done at a the kind of a size of the bulb that we are anticipating, probably we will go commercial with this. Next, please. Next, please. So these are all like root crops which can be grown in this hydroponic system, soilless farms. Next, please. Yeah. So we have been this is sweet potato. Next, please. We have been like expediting our entire R&D. We have built excellent collaborations with some of the best institutions in India and outside. Next, please. And also the international business collaborations. We are now building farms, or we already have farms, like in collaboration with us, partnership farms in Bahamas, Oman, Dubai, Qatar, Singapore, and now we are also doing it in US. Next, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. So next slide, please. These are some very good recognitions we got, like we are part of this top 200 select companies with global business potential from the Forbes. Next, please. Very recently, we also received the Best Crop Innovation Award from the World Vertical Congress in UK. Thank you very much. Now we are open for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sairam, sir. You have wonderfully briefed about the need of the hour, why soilless farming is important in India's most polluted soil and polluted water areas. And you have very informatively talked about Urban Kisan and what is the end-to-end solution it has provided, and the concept of farm bowl, which has brought a lot of revenue to the Urban Kisan, was a really amazing idea. And thank you so much, sir, for the session. Now we are open for the question and answer session. Dear participants, if you have any queries, you can raise your hand. Before that, sir, I would like to take some queries that are posted in chat box.
Yeah.
Vedant, sir, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, there is one question from Mukesh Saini. Can the urban farming be done on roofs of public car parking areas? What are the minimum requirements to start such a facility? Any one of you can take this question, sir.
Yeah, probably Vedant can answer that. He's working in those lines, I believe.
Vedant, sir?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's very feasible, like parking slots you can do. So there is no as such minimum space requirement, like whatever space you are having, it is like a vertical structure. So at least like 100 square foot is also good, 1,000 square feet is also good. So like no space constraint is there, but yeah, it is possible to grow in a car parking slot.
I hope the question is answered. And there is next question from Mr. Suyog Kulkarni. So he has raised a point. Once the vertical farm is built and the produce too is good, the critical concern is how to reach the market with the produce.
This is something, the core of this entire business. Okay. So, see, what is so important currently, how it is happening in India is it's being sold through the retail stores. So it is packed with what you call modified air filled packs, and these packs are put in the retail stores. But from my experience, that is not really profitable for the grower, because anything you place in the retail stores, you have to give out around the 20 to 30% of your total revenue to the store for the place. So it won't really work for us. The best thing is to have your own retail brand, use the e-commerce platforms, and that would help you much better, in distribution channel. But you should do these social media promotions. Like these days, Insta is working very good to promote your product locally in your neighborhoods, and that would do. So it also again depends on the size of the farm we are talking about. If we are not talking about acres of farms, if we are talking about a small half acre or less than half acre of a farm, it's always so convenient to sell it in your own neighborhood with your own, the trust. Then you can have a premium attached to it, and you don't need to share your revenues with anybody. That will be truly profitable approach.
Your question is answered. And sir, there is one more question. from Murali to all the panelists. Can you share minimum space needed, financial setup, costs, indoor farms, etc.? Sir, I think this question is to Dr. Sairam, sir.
Yeah. So indoor farm, if you want to build, you need about at least 1,000 square feet area. To be frank, we are not building any farms, indoor farms in India. So all the indoor farms, what we are building is outside India. So because the indoor farm running is expensive and you can't realize that cost in India with compared to the current expenditure. But the farms what we are building, let's say in Bahamas, we are building already have a farm, and we already have a farm in Dubai. So they are like around 2,500 square feet the floor area with 20 feet height clearance. That is the vertical farm we build. And the return on investment is about 1.5 years, 1.8, 1 year, 8 months is the payback period for that. That's how it works. But in India, at this juncture, indoor vertical farm may not work.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Murli, I hope your question is answered. And there is a next question from Ms. K. Deepthi Sri. Sir, can you please say the rooftop farming located in Hyderabad? Can we visit it? They want to visit it, sir.
Yeah, so you can visit our rooftop farm. Our first farm we dismantled after 5 years. Okay, it was there in Jubilee Hills, road number 36. Since the lease was over, so we had to remove that. But we have our another rooftop farm in our R&D center, which is located in Kompally.
Yes, sir. No problem, dear participants. Speaker contact details are already shared in the chat box, so you can personally contact them and you can visit. Sir, there is another question by Mr. Mukesh Sainani. Can you please share a catalog of detailed products built by Urban Kisan?
We don't have any kind of a catalog, but you can visit our website. You can see all the business services we give, in these lines, because what we are not selling currently are not small items to make it as the catalog. Let's say we have our own software, we have IoT systems, we have our own NFT structures. Everything is there with us, but we don't sell them as individual independent items. We built them as a whole complete system to make the farm viable. So that's the reason why we did not build any catalog for those things individually, but it comes as a package for the farm. But all the details are there in the website.
Sir, there are some hands raised. I would like to unmute few of them. Mr. Doda Basaya, are you there? Okay. Mr. Kiran Patil, are you there? Mr. Kiran Patil, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Sir, one question. I'm Kiran Patil, and I am into food processing business, and particularly in a Bharta Bangan. Our brand is Bangan Republic, and we use a specific variety of brinjals, which is GI tagged. It has a geographical indicator for Jalgaon district, so they are called Jalgaon Bharta Bangans. Now, these are kind of a delicacy, and our customers want them throughout the year, in fact. But the season is very short. They are available for around say 4 to 5 months. The season will start now, October to till maybe February end or March. They will be available, but the consumption is throughout the year, in fact. So for processing it, presently what we have done is we have gone for a peak load kind of model for food processing, where we are planning to incur a capital expenditure where we can have a big capacity to produce within the season, and then the capacity lies idle for the rest of the season. In fact, so like 6 months the factory runs, and 6 months it will kind of be idle, or say we will need to explore some other products. Now using this technology, how are the costs? See, from the point of view of input material for our product, the fresh brinjals from open field are our input product. We process it and we sell it to hotels, restaurants, and
No,
catering
straight away
businesses.
come for your question. No, you are taking long actually.
Yeah. So right, sir. So on the cost side, how these are matching with, or how they are compared from the in season cost of the produce?
Actually, it won't. It all depends on the kind of what is the size and what kind of structure we build it. But it won't add any serious cost implications in the farming per se. There could be like maybe a 20% more than open field, but which is like the substantiated with the other expenditures and losses, and also the quality what produced here. So it is very well doable, and that is where like this technology will come so handy, and though you can convert it into year-long farming, and though you can use your factory around the year with this kind of farming. You can reach out to us,
Yeah.
Ms. Kiran Patil, for any the further
Sure, sir.
details
I
you want.
will do that, sir. I will do that. Thank you, sir.
Sir, with the speaker's permission, I would like to take one more query. He is Dodda Basaya. Mr. Basaya, are you there?
Hello, ma'am. Are you here? Hello?
Yeah, you are audible, Basaya.
Yes, sir. My question is for both, sir. Here I want to ask, is there any middleman involved in this marketing of this produce?
Sorry, is there any?
Middleman, sir. Middleman in marketing this your produces, sir, no? Or you're directly marketing this to the market, or is there any middleman involved? That's what my question.
Middleman is always there, Basai Garu. So
Yes, sir.
it is up to us, like, and our business model. You want to use the middleman, you want to do the business directly. It is all the business model we build. But if you want to use the middleman, he is always there. But
And
using
another question is,
middleman is not going to yield good benefits to you in this kind of farming.
sir, thank you, sir. And another question is, what is the benefit to cost ratio in this company, sir? Like, uh, what is benefit to cost ratio? Like for every 1 rupee initiate, what is the return you're getting? Like,
Are you asking for cost benefit?
yes, sir.
Yeah, it depends on the crop to crop and location, how you are doing your business. Basically, what you're supposed to see is, I mean, if you have 1 minute time, can I explain one model what we did, Sarunanji?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yeah, you take time, sir. No
So,
issues. Yeah.
yeah, I'll give you one practical example. Like it's a good question, but you need to understand what it is. So we did this cucumber farming, the English cucumber farming in 1 acre, full 1 acre. We wanted to test this actually. Okay. So what we did, we grew in hydroponics 1 acre cucumber, and we sold it in Raitu Bazaar, farmers market. Okay. So we just wanted to see, be a farmer. I mean, is this technology viable enough to and be a very normal farmer, or do you have to sell all with the premium price and other things? That's what we wanted to do. So and we sent our guy with the produce to the buyer in the in the farmers market, and we never told that this is hydroponic produce or anything, clean produce, organic produce, nothing. This is like any other farmer going with their produce to the market. So whatever price, the running price, he offered the price, and then we gave it and came back. And that day evening, he called again to our guy, asking like, "Are you bringing the produce tomorrow also?" He said, "No, I am not bringing." So he was telling, "No, no, no, please bring. I'll give you 5 rupees more." Okay. So he was willing to pay 5 rupees more. So why we wanted to understand what is the reason why is we are not adding any tag to it. No, we are not saying it is clean produce or organic produce or pesticide free produce or anything. So why is he offering 5 rupees more? So we went there, and then we were there standing throughout the day, how he is making the sales, what is actually happening. Okay. So let's say that we gave 100 kilos of cucumber to him at around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. That's the time we gave, delivered it. So by 7:30 in the morning, he sold all his A grade at a premium price. Okay. And then price goes down. B grade comes. It's a natural selection by the customer. They are not grading anything. It's a natural selection by customer. So by around 10:30, 11 o'clock, all that is gone, and what is remaining is C grade. Now he is willing to sell it for whatever cost customer is offering. That's the kind of a model he is doing. So it is so happened with our produce what we gave, most of it is A grade. So he could sell the produce, majority of it, about 85% of it, as a premium price. So obviously his total realization was more. So what we supposed to understand is, it is not just the market price comparison. You're supposed to see the quality of your produce, uniformity of the produce, and these are the very indirect advantages to even middleman, not only the final ultimate customer. So they are obviously offer you more price to produce a good quality. This technology offers you that. It gives you an advantage. So what we understood is, you don't need to sell this in the international market. You don't need to sell it at a high premium price. You don't need to brand it. You don't need to label it. If you consistently produce the quality, what this technology intend to, if you do that maintenance properly, automatically you fetch the price and you make money out of it.
Mr. Basaya, I hope queries are cleared. And thank you, speakers. So the session has come to an end. And dear participants, attendees, there is no need to worry. All the speaker contact details are posted in the chat box. You can always contact them. Their email ID is posted. And I request all the attendees to kindly fill the feedback form. Thank you, both the speakers, Dr. Sairam Reddy sir and Vedant sir, for wonderful presentations. Despite your busy schedule, you have joined us with a webinar on this Saturday. Thank you so much, sir. And I thanks our director, Dr. Sharvanan sir, for giving us this opportunity to conduct the webinar, which is not just benefiting scholars or startups, but it is benefiting entire of agriculture community. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy and Vedant. Thank you very much. It's a nice presentation.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And Usha sir, and also we'll share all the videos like that. Participant, they may need videos,
Yes.
and contact also we can send in email. Contact details. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All the speaker details and presentations will also be shared to the attendees in your respective email IDs. And you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel, Manage CIA, where every Saturday after the webinar is done, it is recorded live. And you can always log in and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. We always give highlights of the entire webinar every week. So the details of YouTube channel and social media channels are posted in the chat box. I request all the attendees to kindly subscribe. Thank you, attendees, and thank you, sir. Thank you, Sharvanan sir. Thank you, Sairam Reddy sir and Vedant sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. No, this USA, we can, USA, when sending email, where is USA? Already left? Josephine, when sending the videos, we are sending to all registered participants also, no? For example, this webinar registered by more than 700 participants, 747 something. It goes to all of them, no video? No, our voice is low.
To attendees, we are sending, sir, not
No.
to the registered.
All registered participants also. Attendees first let it go. Then we
Yes,
need
sir.
to write one more. Those who are participants, those who are registered, no, we need to write.
Yes,
Dear
sir.
registered candidate or applicant, whatever, no? Kindly
Yes.
find it. We are not sending earlier also. So many days we stopped.
Sir, webinar information is going. PPTs are shared separately.
Okay,
Sir.
okay. Only those who are attended, sir, if they need, they can write also. So okay. Only participant. But now when you share PPT and contact details, and also you share the social media handles, you highlight in the letter. Josephine, kindly check that letter. If anything needed modify, because you share in the chat box, they will forget, they may not copy, After telling you will close it. And second one, Josephine, you see all the last maybe some 100 webinars feedback. What are the new topics are given? Kindly you start analyzing, feedback, analyze, all the 208 webinars, complete feedback you can analyze. What is the rating they given? What was the topics they told? 280 webinars, you take it up, and you can start analyzing. You can give in next week, we can discuss. It will be there anyway. It will be in Excel form. Quickly we can make it. Sinu, we can keep in touch. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's okay, fine. No, all attendees also, they can listen also, no issues. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
You send this one, we'll see. Yeah. Okay. Okay, fine then. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
This video you can edit. Once it is over, there only you can stop when uploading. When you can edit for only up to last, this discussion you can leave. No need in online. So okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.